Here is the tutorial that I was going to make for you for casserole dish carrier. So we have 3 different sizes. Of course, I made it more difficult for myself, but I thought I would figure out the sizes for each of these and hopefully they are going to fit. So the fabrics that you see in the background are all available on my website if you're interested, and I will show you how to make one of these casserole carriers. So this is the large size here. There is a dish in there, so that'll be large size. This one here is the small size, and this is Nova Scotia tartan. So you will need a handle and 3 loops. They will be, and all the measurements are going to be in the description of this video. And you also need a piece of quilt batt. So 2 pieces of fabric, quilt batt, a little piece of interfacing, to put in the handle, which is optional, and then 3 tabs. All right, let's get started. So first you need to press your handle. Now I've already done this and taped it, but I've had to redo it. So I have my 3/4 of an inch piece of interfacing here, and I just press it, the fabric around it, and I like to do it like this, and then this will be the outside of my handle. So now that I have it pressed, I just need to stitch down here and then make the loops. All right, so now we're going to sew the handle. I just have my machine set at 3.5 or 4 is fine for this project. And we're just going to sew right down the center of here, right here. Do the tabs. Now you can iron this if you like. I am not going to. I'm just going to fold each side towards the center and then fold it in half. Oops. This is very hard to do with a camera because I can't see what I'm doing. I'm sewing blind. And then just sew down the center. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm just making sure that I'm recording this because I've already done it once and it didn't work. And that's all I do. The farther back you work from your needle, the better. Just going to tuck that in there. There's our handle, the stitching down the center. And there's what we're going to cut our loops out of. So you don't have to iron it. You can if you like. All right, so the next step is to quilt or not to quilt. So this is, I quilted the medium size, and you can do that if you like. I just did the 1 layer here, and then I'm using the same fabric for the front and the back. So for the small one, I'm not going to quilt it. I don't think it needs it. So I have here, so now I gotta change my thread. So you're gonna have your piece of batt here. Oh my gosh, I got so many threads all over everything. Okay, hang on. Okay, after you've decided whether you're going to quilt this or not, and let's say that it is, this is a smaller version, so I'm not quilting this one. I'm going to do something different, which I'll show you here in a minute. But you just need to attach your, whoops, camera's moving on me, attach your handle. Doesn't matter which corner, pick a corner. Then you need your tabs. They should be at least, well, your handle's 3/4 of an inch, so should at least have an inch of an opening for here. So I'm just using a clip, or you can use a pin. Get them all positioned. Like so. Whoops. Pin probably would have been easier. So now I'm going to take the right side and put it down on top. Line it up. We're going to need an opening. So just remember. Oh, where are my pins? My pins aren't even here. Okay, so we're going to want to leave an opening just about the width of your hand. So you stick a couple pins there so you remember to leave an opening. Doesn't matter which side. And we're going to sew all the way around. You probably have up to a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to use the width of my foot on my sewing machine for a seam guide. And so here, make sure you backstitch really well in your corners where your tabs and handles are, because that's where the most stress is going to be. All right, so let's get this sewn. Next thing we're going to do is turn this inside out, but we're just going to trim our corners and any pieces that are big. I'm one-handed right now, so this is going to be really awkward for me to do this. Oh, the joys of videoing. So I'm just going to get rid of some of the bulk and trim some of these corners, and you see how I backstitched. And then we're going to turn it inside out. So, yes, this side looks to be turn inside out, like I just said. It's easy because you can just pull on your loops, flatten it out, and then we're just going to press it. So we're just going to press it and tuck that in. So, and we're going to sew on like 1/8 or 1/4 from the edge all the way around. And then I would backstitch across here. Don't worry that this isn't like a 90-degree corner. I would just backstitch across there again, and same with these. Just when you sew here, just backstitch right here again and sew all the way around, but I would press it first before doing that. I love this fabric. It's gonna look great. Okay, so this is all nicely pressed. This one is quilted. Just gonna sew around, well, basically just top stitching and closing this opening. I'm just gonna use this little guide. There's a little mark right here on my sewing machine on the foot. Where do I have a pointy thing? Oops. So right here, there's a little mark. So that's 1/4. Well, I guess it's 1/8 is what I should say. So we're just going to top stitch so we can close that corner. And then this one is done. So now I'll show you, if you really don't want to quilt, I'll show you another way here in a second on the small one. Get this done first. So as I said, if you don't want to quilt it, this is another option that you can do. This is about this line right here. I'm going to use as a guide. It's about 3 inches from my needle. And I'm just going to sew a square. And when I think I'm close, nope, not quite. Nope. It's done. Let's go see if it fits. So here's the large size 20-inch square, and this is a pot. So I'm not sure how wide the pot is or the diameter of it. Do a rough measurement here. It's about 9-inch diameter. So it's a decent sized pot. So let's try and see if this is going to fit in the little one. So I would love to know what you would put in these, or what your favorite recipe is in the comments for taking to a dinner party or a potluck. This would be a good hot dip dish. And that fits perfectly. This dish is about 6 inches in diameter. So this is a small size right there. And there's a large. Now I'm just going to show you something. Oops. Move things around here so you can see. The great thing about these is you can just fold them up, roll them, and use the handle to store them in a cupboard. So let's see if this is going to fit this one. Now, how wide is this little casserole dish? So it's about 9, so that would be like a pie plate. Pie would work good in this. I get this all twisted now. So you just pick a loop, thread it through the handle, thread it through, and voila, you have casserole carrier. Small, medium. So this would be good for, I guess I have handles on that. So yeah, works good. So let me know if that's something you would be interested in making and if you enjoyed that tutorial. I think it's a very easy sew and it's a useful item. And very quick and easy to make. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.